on the Warlords. I am West Coast Warlord Kurt Schlichter.
And I'm East Coast Warlord Jim Hansen. And this was the week of solidifying two-tiered justice, in case anybody believed it wasn't, when Hunter gets the sweetheart deal of the century, but it may not go the way they wanted because the Republicans are going to have a chance to act. Lauren Boebert apparently just filed some articles of impeachment, which could get lively.
Oh, that could be interesting.
Yeah.
What do you do, though, when you have something so transparently bogus as this slap on the wrist? And, for us, it's annoying. We're warlords. We're conservative. We understand hypocrisy. It doesn't surprise us. It just annoys us. Normal people are like, what the hell? And normal people who happen to be black are like going, wait a minute. My cousin
right.
had a gun, and he wasn't supposed to have it, and wasn't right or anything, but he's doing a 4-year stretch.
Yep.
Why is Methy McMethheimer
degenerate crackhead whoremonger
at throwing tax evasion on top like he's Capone, and he's free as a bird? And you know what? That's a great question to ask the people you voted for.
There you go. Well, guess what? Let's hope that this gets a vote, because I want all Republicans on record. Either you're going to stand up and say there is only one justice system, and if the justice system won't enforce it, then Congress, in its role as oversight, will, and take this, to an actual court, because they get to hold a trial if they manage to impeach Biden and start asking those questions.
I was very busy today doing lawyery stuff, so I was unaware of Lauren Boebert's action until now, and I like Lauren Boebert. Smart cat. I had a chance to talk to her. She's not a dummy. Everybody, just because she's pretty, everybody's like, she's got to be dumb. She's not dumb.
Right.
She's not dumb. But I don't know what the basis of this is. Is the basis of this, that Biden presided over a Department of Justice that refused to name a special prosecutor and engaged in a horrible conflict of interest? Because I think right there you've got a significant problem. That is, high crime and misdemeanor. The failed to do his job.
By any definition, by an actual legal definition. I think one of the things that they ought to be using is the fact that they have that IRS whistleblower who came in and they said Comer's apparently going to unseal that testimony. And he says that there is evidence that the Biden administration interfered in the tax investigation of Hunter, which could potentially render that whole deal moot and could put Biden and all of the people involved with that, in jeopardy. So I think there are going to be some fun things. And the worst case scenario, you can file a article of impeachment for jaywalking, because the high crime and misdemeanor is whatever the House decides it is.
Yes, it is.
But file on one of the many cornucopia of crimes that you have, and then let's start a trial. That's when the fun begins.
Well, look, I'm interested because this is pretty shameful, and do not put outside the realm of possibility. The very liberal judge is going to have to, a criminal judge, district court judge, is going to get this case. And this guy may look at it and go, wait a minute, how many, young black guys, young Hispanic guys, young white guys with no money and no daddy in the White House have I sent off to the pokey, figuratively and literally, for exactly the same stuff? And then this guy, who's done all these other things allegedly, he catches a break? And I mean, if I'm the judge, and I almost hope I never get overcome by good citizen Kurt, but I would go, look, I mean, dudes, I know this is a liberal a conservative politician's son, and I like the conservative politician, but you're asking me to write my name on this and say it's okay. And I don't think it's okay that we have these guys treated this way and him treated that way.
What was announced this week was that a deal had been reached between the attorney in, I think it's in Delaware or Rhode Island, one of those states that doesn't really exist, and Biden's attorney, Hunter Biden's attorney, on 2 tax charges where for several $million of taxes he owed that he never paid, his sugar brother, his junkie buddy from out in California, some entertainment lawyer paid. But they're letting those go, and they're giving him diversion for his illegal weapons charge, which is not supposed to happen. It's literally
you think you're getting that? You're not getting that.
No, you're not supposed to. It's literally written in the sentencing guidelines that this diversion is not to be used for gun charges. So they're violating everything, and we'll see if any of that even stands up. Like you said, if a judge looks at it and says, "Sorry, I'm not signing this. This is not a legit agreement." Then add to that, if this whistleblower actually has testimony and or proof that says they were interfering with the investigation, the whole thing could blow up and we could have a lot of fun.
Wow. I mean,
yeah.
At some point it's time for tough love. And if the thing is, can Biden afford to really do the tough love and say, son, you're doing a couple years in jail because you screwed up bad? He can't. Do you think he can do 2 years in jail?
Oh, Hunter, no way.
Yeah,
No,
without going,
No,
what do you want me to say?
He'd be injecting Pruno in his veins after about 2 weeks.
I mean, how fast would he, turn on Daddy if Daddy turned on him?
That's just it. That's what Joe's got to really worry about. And a lot of people think this is a deal designed to give Joe a way out. So they throw most of the charges on Hunter in exchange for Joe moving aside in 2024 when they need him to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that makes sense. They don't want to, or just saying I'm not going to run. Because if he resigns now, then you got President Kamala, who Gavin Newsom has to run against. Or you can wait and Joe just says, no, I'm not going to run. Then it's an open primary.
Yeah.
And they can get Newsom in instead of, because the danger for the Democrats is all this blows up and they get Kamala as their candidate. She's a loser.
Oh, she's terrible. Yeah. Look, they've got real problems. You know who the big winner of this is? It's the big bad orange man.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it, you've got Donald Trump. First of all, this shows unarguably that there's a dual track justice system here.
Right.
I mean, look, my opinion has been the same from the beginning. These charges are the moral equivalent of framing Donald Trump. Now you've got real charges that real human beings that maybe a lot of voters out there, you got a nephew and he's a knucklehead and, thankfully he got busted with a gun before he knocked over the 7-Eleven and hurt somebody. But there's people have done real jail time for this. And this, meth boy Slim is walking away. And people are like, that's not right. You got this for Trump, and I don't like Trump, but I don't see that. That's not right. And then you got this idiot, and that's not right. And a Florida jurors are not idiots. Okay,
right.
I mean they're idiots on juries because there are idiots everywhere, but jurors have a general sense of things, and they also have a lot of them get super patriotic when they do jury duty. And you walk in, they start thinking, this isn't fair. What the government's doing isn't fair. It's not fair to treat Trump this way and then Biden this way. And I don't have to like Trump to think so. And I'm not going to be a part of it. Yeah. Don't count that out. Don't count Trump walking. Don't count out Trump walking on these charges, even if the evidence and facts, because those words are both legal terms of art, not the way you mere mortals use them.
Are you going to bill the audience for that, man?
Dude, I'm billing like 4 different clients this. The facts and the evidence don't necessarily matter. And I wrote a column saying, hey, jury nullification, don't go in and say, I believe in nullifying juries. Believe in going in and doing your job.
Yeah. Well, your job can include saying this whole thing is garbage and you can't make me convict this man and put him in jail. In Trump's case, and in Biden's case, on Hunter's side, they don't want him anywhere near a jury for anything. No. He's got so many things. There's nothing that good comes of that. Now, here's the other thing that we haven't gotten to yet. They haven't even brought up in the impeachment side any of the corruption or any of the rest of that. We're just so far talking about interfering in the investigation of Hunter. when you get to the fact that there's a lot of evidence they committed felonies of Hunter taking money and Joe taking meetings from foreign clients, those are felony FARA violations, and all that's fair game once we get into impeachment.
Here's kind of something nobody's watching. Hunter's got that kid down in, Alabama Mississippi, somewhere down there. Louisiana, somewhere down there.
Don't get mad, Southern people. We love you. Come on.
I love Southern people.
Come on now.
They mock me. I'm going to mock their asses back.
There you go.
I live in California. It's all queers and steers. No, there are no steers here. Anyway.
And your cows aren't happier than the cows in Wisconsin.
Our cows are stoned.
There you go.
But he's got this custody thing, or not custody thing, child support thing. He's going to get deposed on it. Now,
he settled that.
Oh, he settled it?
Yes, somehow. All right, I don't know what it is, but somehow he got reduced from 20 grand a month to 5 grand a month, and they signed a deal. I think they just paid her off the books. Obviously, his sugar brother probably cut another check.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so he's off the hook on that. So it was a good week for Hunter.
As soon as that deposition thing came out, and they cut his...
it was 20 a month, and now it's down to 5, and so, that was shady. There was no reason, with everything bad happening for him, there was no reason for her to give that up. So something happened.
A judge does not have to approve that kind of civil compromise. Well, maybe it does. Wait, no, it's child support. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if I'm the judge.
It's Louisiana. Who knows?
I'm like, time out. You, Hunter, under oath. What's she getting paid? You, ma'am, under oath, what are you getting paid? Right. Because my interests are the kid. Now, if you're like, oh, the kid will take 5 instead of 20, by the way, I'm getting $1 million.
Right.
That's not looking out for the kid.
The next roadblock, though, for the fun for us is Speaker McCarthy. Because nothing happens unless he decides there's going to be a vote on impeachment. And I think the biggest problem here, first of all, Biden and Mayorkas, and Christopher Wray and Merrick Garland all deserve impeachment for malfeasance and dereliction of duty. But I don't think he wants people to have to vote on that because there's Republicans in soft seats who could lose. And if they lose, he could lose that gavel. And McCarthy loves that gavel more than he loves justice for the American people. Well,
look, I don't think he's going to have any choice about impeaching Biden.
Hopefully.
Especially if it's this. And then you're arguing, their argument is, no, it's okay to interfere with a investigation of your kid. Not exactly what you want to be arguing on.
Right. But see, that's just it. If he hides
you've
it,
got
then they
to
don't
argue.
have to.
And I think that hurts a lot of Democrats. I mean, if I'm running in especially a large minority district with urban district where a lot of people are getting arrested, where you got the urban crime issue, I'm saying, look, your family is getting prosecuted under a law Joe Biden voted for, by the way, because he voted for the gun law. And he's not. Now, I'm a Republican. You guys have been told I'm the devil all the time. But I'm not the one putting your kid in jail and patting my crackhead kid on the head.
That's a good point, is the fear they have of losing the soft Republican seats should be as much fear for the Democrats of losing seats for, like you said, if you got to say, it's okay to let the white boy off. I'm sorry, that's not a great thing.
It's morally bankrupt. It's political suicide. I just think a lot of people are going to have to really look at their preconceived notion, their prejudices, if you will, about the political parties. Yeah. And are you guys, Black Americans, are you happy with what the Democrats are doing? And if you are, keep going. You're going to get more of it.
Right.
But if you want something better, I mean, look, the Republicans, God knows Republicans aren't perfect. No one is more annoyed by Republicans than I am. But I'll tell you what, I'm not going to treat your kid any different than my kid. Right. I don't expect it. I'm not going to let it happen.
That's a hell of a pitch to people, and especially in the case, take the Hispanic community who's leaning our way anyhow, or at least starting to lean our way, and I kind of like it. All right, McCarthy, you hear us? Don't chicken out, you spineless weasel. You've been a spineless weasel for too long.
Yeah, he's done okay. I think he's done okay.
I think he's been a spineless weasel.
All right, look, he's a tough job. I can't. Who would do better right now? Is my question.
Well, the question is, what do you consider the job? All right, because there's the art of the possible, but it's sometimes you got to just stand up, grab him, roll the dice, and play the game. And I'm ready for him to do that. I want to see him do that, or I don't want to hear he's doing a good job anymore. This is do or die time. Well, and I will withdraw my spineless comment if he does it.
Okay. All right. Well, it's out there. If he acts spineful, you will withdraw your invertebrate invective.
There you go. And spine yourself. Speaker
Steal
McCarthy.
yourself.
All right. Well, that's probably enough of that. We will jump on to our next topic after the break.